Nikki Haley was an incredibly effective governor of South Carolina.
There are some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sonny, I don't think that's fair.
You go by a different name.
So this is Sunny Hostin. She is a co-host on The View. And she has a problem with Nikki Haley. Specifically, the fact that Nikki Haley doesn't use her government name. She goes by Nikki. That's not her name. Check out the clip.
And Nikki Haley, the chameleon, and Liz Cheney, who's the savior.
I disagree. I think that Nikki Haley was an incredibly effective governor of South Carolina.
Wait, Alyssa, I have a question for you. Aside from Ron DeSantis,
a lot of people don't go by their actual real name.
What is her name?
I believe it's, I don't want to mispronounce it. It's Indian, but her background's Indian.
Doesn't necessarily, I think if she leaned into...
A ton of people don't go by their color name.
Wait, serious.
Now, the hosts of The View are 100% correct. There are so many people who don't go by their government name, especially even in politics. Here are a couple of examples. Here's Barack Hussein Obama. They used to call him Barry. Raphael Edward Cruz, or you know him as Ted Cruz. Addison Mitchell McConnell. Good old Mitch McConnell. What about this name? Warren Wilhelm Jr. Who do you think that is? Well, that's former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Where the hell do you get Bill de Blasio from this? Lydia Duckworth. Who do you think her name is? They call her Tammy. Alejandro Padilla. They call him Alex. Willard. Mitt Romney. Mitt's his middle name, so just call him Mitt. And Nimrata Nikki Haley. Just call her Nikki. And last but not least, here's a name. Who do you think this is? Oh, this is Sunny Hostin from The View. She's not even using her real name. So you know what happened on The View? They called her out for being a hypocrite. Check it out.
So it's fake.
Just real quick, because the Nikki Haley conversation came up. So Nikki Haley's gone by Nikki since she was a child. It's documented in high school. I wouldn't be shocked that as an Indian woman growing up in South Carolina at that time, she actually did to avoid prejudice. So I just want to be careful about critiquing her for going by the name she's always gone by.
There are some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sonny,
I don't think that's fair.
You go by a different name.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Most Americans can't pronounce Asuncion because of the undereducation.
I think hard to say too. I don't blame her.
But sometimes I would say what Alyssa's saying is that people gravitate to names for different reasons.
Now, two things. At the end of this clip, look at her face. Look at Sunny's face. She knows she's been caught out there. She's using a different name too. Is it because she's trying to pass to be white? Is she trying to hide the fact that she's a Latino woman? No, right? No, she's going to say no. And think about how dumb this crowd is. She's just been caught out there making racist statements and being an absolute hypocrite in this story. And the crowd claps for her. Why? Because it's a liberal show. And if you're saying the liberal things, it's fine. But if you're racist against the Republican like Nikki Haley, we clap. We clap even though you're a hypocrite. You're an absolute hypocrite. And think about how hypocritical this really is. Nikki Haley, the name Nikki is actually on her birth certificate. It's her middle name. When it comes to Sunny, Sunny is a made-up name. And why did she make it up? Let's let Sunny tell you why she made it up.
Some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sonny,
I don't think that's fair.
You go by a different name.
So now Ambassador Haley goes on Fox News and responds to the accusations that she's not using her real name when she obviously is.
Critics are pushing back hard on The View's co-host, Sunny Hostin, for accusing Ambassador Haley of trying to hide her Indian heritage. It began with the panel talking about a potential 2024 White House race. Let's watch.
I'd love to see Nikki Haley.
And Nikki Haley, the chameleon.
I think that Nikki Haley was an incredibly effective governor of South Carolina.
There are some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Sonny,
I don't think that's fair.
You go by a different name.
Yeah.
Wow, she really is that racially ignorant. And your response?
It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time that the hosts at The View come after me or that liberals come after me in whatever way. They can't stand the fact that a minority female would be a conservative Republican. When I ran and won governor, a reporter went to a high-ranking African-American Democrat female and said, how do you feel that South Carolina now has their first minority governor? And she said, Nikki Haley's not a minority. She's just a conservative with a tan. So you look at what Sunny Hostins does, and, you know, the idea that, no, Sunny is not her name. Nikki is my name. It is on my birth certificate. It is an Indian name, and I embrace my Indian heritage. I have written 2 books that describe the struggles that my family had, what it was like growing up. But the idea that they can do this, you're not going to see her fired from that show. We're not even going to see an apology from that show, because they let liberals say that about conservative Republican minorities all the time. But yet nothing is done. Had this been said about a Democrat, all hell would have broken loose.
So Sunny wasn't fired. She wasn't reprimanded. Remember, they even clapped for her at the end of the segment. And her excuse was, well, my name is unpronounceable, so that's okay for me to say my name is Sunny. But any other minority woman who happens to be a conservative, no, they're trying to hide who they are. Really? Barack Obama was trying to hide who he was? Ted Cruz, huh? Oh, I got to understand. Remember, it's only conservatives. So, for instance, Warren Wilhelm Jr., Bill de Blasio. He ran as Bill de Blasio. Matter of fact, 99% of the people know him as Bill de Blasio. He's a Democrat. Who the hell is he trying to pass for? Tammy Duckworth, right? Alejandro Padilla, Alex, and on it goes. So at the end of the day, the question to you, was this racism? Was Sunny essentially being racist against Nikki Haley for using her name that's on her birth certificate? Or are we being too sensitive? Is this really a big nothing burger? Is it okay that Sunny's able to say, no one else can use a made-up name except for me? And I'm not trying to pass for white. I'm just doing it because I have the freedom to do it. But if you do it, you're trying to assimilate to white culture and hide the fact that you're Indian. I think that would be hard for Nikki Haley to do, because as soon as you look at her, she ain't white. But let me know in the comments below. Let me know, is this another example of rules for thee and not for me? Was it okay that Barack Obama used to go by the name Barry? Was he also in that same vein? Well, let me hear what you got to say in the comment section. That being said, if you like what I do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you next time. Peace.